So essentially we're showing all of our pretty screens for what they're called professional displays. So we've got some outdoor products, 130-inch touchscreen, our digital flip chart product, which can be used for digital signage, and a number of FIDS applications running on those screens.
And what's new about those?
What's new about those? So we've got a new secure operating system or platform called Tizen, which is incredibly secure, and it allows our partners to either run their flight information display systems application, their retail application, or use some of the more artificial intelligence applications on them.
So tell us about this screen.
Okay, so this is our what we call it our LED 130. So it's a 130-inch LED product. It's a 1.5mm pixel pitch. What we've done is put a touch overlay over the top, and then we've got one of our partners mapped in, and it's running on an Intel NUC. So this is obviously a very large touchscreen. We can use this for a wayfinding, so as you come into the departures area or the duty-free, we can change the floor, you can search for toilets, you can search for the check-in desk, you can search for a particular shop, and then there's also a QR code where you can take a picture of that, and then it will send the details of that route to your phone. This is Samsung's Flip product. It was actually designed for kind of corporate meeting room usages, but one of the benefits that we've also added in is retail signage. So whereas a lot of our other screens are networked and you're able to distribute the content via the network, here we can wheel this wherever we want, plug the power in, there's no on button, there's no remote control, so you just plug it in and then you can have a very, very simple digital signage solution. So you can erase this content here and then you can change this to boarding, and then we can lock the screen and then we put in a 4-digit PIN code, and then people can leave it along, and so that completely locks the screen. And then if I want to unlock it, just tap and hold, put the 4-digit PIN code in, and then I can change it. So it can act as the check-in gates or where the actual boarding gates are happening. One of the airlines that we were talking to, they were having, when people were coming off the airplanes and they were maybe wanting to catch a connecting flight, they would all be stacked around a tablet and there'd be 4 or 5 very stressed people trying to get the information that they wanted. So they started using these particular screens as a way of showing information so that, one, they could look at the information here, and then if they wanted to see some more information or more detailed information, they could ask the flight attendant as well. Because of that SoC chip and because of the operating system on the Tizen, which is very, very secure, it means that these are fantastic image quality screens, and so depending on whether or not, so in this particular environment here, we've got an outdoor area. So this is an outdoor model which has a 3000 nits brightness, and then as you move through our stand, you can sort of see some of the retail applications for the duty-free, whether it's the check-in desks or some of our mobile applications, and bring that all through so that we are improving the passenger flow through the airport, which also helps with the capacity, and then one of the other things we're focusing on is reducing the power consumption on our screen so that you get the sustainability argument as well.
So it seems quite simple, the idea of having the right screen, but it can make a real difference in lots of different areas.
Yeah, absolutely. So because we create that platform, it allows our partners to create an application which then fits that use case for those for that particular area. So wherever the piece of information needs to be relevant to a passenger or a customer or a consumer, we can then target that information and make sure that you get the biggest impact and make it look pretty at the same time.
Let me ask you a little bit about the expo. What's the benefit for you for coming here?
So we get a lot of airports, which is great, from all over Europe and the Middle East. So we're able to show our customers, the benefits of using our screens with the Tizen operating system, security, and what the other partners are able to bring. But it's also a great partner event as well. So we're able to meet up with old partners, talk about new strategic partnerships and new solutions that we can then present back to the customers, but also a great networking event as well.
And some people have said it's a big place to share ideas. Has that been your experience?
Yes, absolutely. So even some of the questions that we've kind of gone with tangents on our stand, aren't necessarily to do with our screens and our mobiles, but sort of interesting in where that data comes from, and certainly talking to other partners and thought leadership is really important as well. Yeah.